You're in a conference room at a mid-sized tech startup. The manager, Sarah, looks uneasy as she watches her newly formed team kick off their first project together. Some smile politely while others barely hide frustration. Everyone's stuck in that awkward phase where plans feel shaky and productivity seems miles away. What if there was a roadmap? A simple, clear way to turn this group of strangers into a powerhouse team. That's exactly the puzzle Kenneth Blanchard tackles in the 1-Minute Manager builds high-performing teams. First things first, every team, no matter how brilliant, hits bumps on the road. They don't just magically gel, they grow step by step. Understanding these steps is your secret weapon. Blanchard shares the story of a sales team in Chicago that in their first week couldn't even agree on basic roles. Everyone was eager but overly polite, avoiding conflict. This orientation phase is all about figuring out who's who and what's expected before real work begins. Think of a swarm of bees reorienting after a storm, chaos at first, then focused buzzing. This dissatisfaction stage feels messy because team members push against each other's ideas and expectations. But this very tension polishes their direction, like friction sharpening a blade. Once the team led by Sarah hit resolution and production, communication clicked. They anticipated each other's moves, cut turf wars, and blasted through quarterly goals. The payoff? Pride in collective wins and a surprising surge in innovation born from shared trust. Now you have the stages. But how do you, as a manager, steer this crazy, ever-shifting ship? Blanchard gives us 3 quick, punchy tools to keep teams on track without drowning in meetings or micromanagement. Blanchard describes a team lead, Mark, who nailed success by spending 5 minutes each morning reviewing 1-minute goals with his team. Everyone knew exactly what the day's focus was, no guesswork, just aligned action. The secret? Goals that are sharp and simple, like a compass pointing due north. Think of 1-minute praisings like hitting a shot of espresso for your team's spirit. Quick, sincere, specific compliments in meetings or hallway chats spark motivation, turning mundane tasks into personal victories. It's the social equivalent of an energy boost you didn't see coming. But when someone slips, Blanchard insists on 1-minute redirects. Think of it as quick pit stops instead of long crash investigations. Address the misstep fast, be direct but kind, then move on. This keeps momentum alive and resentment buried deep underground. Here's the magic. When you understand stages and master those quick tools, teams don't just survive, they leap into high gear. Blanchard uncovers how dysfunctional teams become sleek, efficient powerhouses. In one vivid example, a software development group spiraled into blame games, missed deadlines, and silent treatments. Blanchard highlights how spotting this cycle early, conflicts that never get aired, allowed the manager to step in before productivity cratered. Ignoring dysfunction is like letting a slow leak sink a yacht. Trust becomes the secret sauce. The book shows how leaders who modeled honesty and openness transformed skepticism into cooperation. Like sunlight breaking through fog, transparency forces hidden issues into the open, where they can finally be solved instead of festering. One team Blanchard studied started celebrating small wins like code milestones or customer feedback sessions. These celebrations weren't just blowouts, they were intentional rituals that wired the group to savor progress together. The insight? Consistent recognition not only rewards success but welds people tightly as a tribe. Remember Sarah's team? That awkward hum of uncertainty back in the intro. Now imagine them mastering these 4 stages, firing off 1-minute goals, praisings, and redirects like pros. It transforms chaos into rhythm, strangers into collaborators. So here's a simple try this. Next meeting, set one clear 1-minute goal with your team. Watch confusion fade and momentum build. That's how great teams start. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.